In a remote desert hangar, surrounded by towering sand dunes that stretched endlessly under the relentless sun, a covert military base hummed with frenetic activity. The date was set in the near future, a time when humanity had begun to probe the depths of the cosmos, yet remained blissfully unaware of the ancient forces that watched from the shadows. Within the hangar's metallic confines, scientists and soldiers scurried about, their voices a blend of excitement and trepidation as they prepared for a moment that would alter the course of human history. A mysterious spacecraft, its surface scorched and battered from a recent crash landing, lay dormant in the center of the vast space. The ship's sleek design bore an unmistakable resemblance to ancient myths of celestial beings, and as radar signals flickered ominously on the screens, the air thickened with an electric tension. The initial discovery was shocking. The craft appeared to be of alien origin, yet its contours and engravings suggested a connection to humanity's own past. Just as the scientists exchanged glances filled with both wonder and dread, an unsettling realization settled over the room. This was not human technology. Amidst the chaos, we are introduced to our protagonist, Jack, a ruggedly skilled mechanic with grease-stained hands and a heart burdened by memories of loss. He stood slightly apart from the group, observing the whirlwind of activity with a mix of curiosity and skepticism. Jack's expertise lay in repairing machinery, but he had always felt more comfortable under the hood of a car than in the spotlight of human achievement. His team comprised Dr. Emily, a passionate scientist with sparkling eyes and an insatiable thirst for discovery; Sergeant Harris, a battle-hardened military officer whose skepticism often clashed with the idealism of the others; and Mia, a compassionate engineer with a gentle spirit who believed in the potential for connection beyond the stars. Each member of the team held a distinct role. Jack, the reluctant hero, was drawn into a situation that felt both extraordinary and perilous. Whispers of secrecy filled the air like smoke. "Nothing can leak from here," someone muttered, as they prepared to explore the ship, knowing full well that the world outside must remain oblivious. As Jack approached the mysterious vessel, a flood of memories washed over him. He recalled his estranged sister, Sarah, who had vanished years ago under circumstances that remained shrouded in mystery. Her disappearance haunted him, a wound that had never healed. The ship's allure pulled him closer, igniting a longing for answers and perhaps, in some way, redemption for not being there when she needed him. The juxtaposition of his personal quest with the monumental task ahead set the stage for a journey that would challenge the very essence of who he was. Jack felt an inexplicable connection to the unknown, an unyielding pull that beckoned him forward, even as shadows of doubt loomed large. The team gathered around the craft, each member equipped with state-of-the-art technology designed for analysis. Dr. Emily stepped forward, her eyes wide with wonder as she ran her fingers over the ship's intricate patterns. "Look at this design," she marveled, her voice barely above a whisper. "It's like nothing we've ever seen. It almost feels alive." The others nodded, but Sergeant Harris remained unconvinced. "Alive or not, we need to proceed with caution. This could be a trap," he warned, casting a wary gaze toward the ship which loomed ominously before them. As they began their exploration, the atmosphere shifted. Jack felt an electric energy emanating from the core of the vessel, a pulse that seemed to synchronize with the beating of his heart. The air grew colder, and a low hum reverberated through the hangar, resonating deep within him. He exchanged glances with Mia, who appeared equally entranced. They stepped closer, and the ship responded, lights flickering to life in a mesmerizing dance of colors. Suddenly, the hum intensified, and a holographic image materialized before them, revealing a figure that sent shivers down Jack's spine. The image solidified into the form of an alien princess, her ethereal beauty captivating yet tinged with desperation. Her eyes, luminous and filled with emotion, met Jack's gaze, and in that instant he felt an overwhelming surge of empathy. "Please," she implored, her voice echoing like a haunting melody, "I need your help." The team stood frozen, their minds racing to comprehend the reality before them. The ship was not merely a machine, it was a living entity, a vessel for the princess's consciousness that recognized human emotion. The moment marked a significant turning point in the narrative. The crew grappled with the implications of their discovery. Jack felt a mixture of fear and exhilaration. The stakes had intensified, and the path ahead was fraught with uncertainty. Tensions rose as the military pushed for containment while the scientists advocated for further exploration. Sergeant Harris's voice rang out, "We must secure the area and assess the threat level. This isn't just a scientific mission anymore." His words hung in the air, heavy with the weight of responsibility. Jack found himself torn between the desire to help the alien princess and the fear of what lay ahead. As they debated their next steps, Jack's thoughts drifted to his sister. He had spent countless nights searching for her, haunted by unanswered questions. What if this princess's plight mirrored his own? What if he could help her escape her oppressive fate, just as he had wished to save Sarah? The moral conflict intensified within him, forcing him to confront his fears and embrace the unknown. Dr. Emily leaned closer to Jack, her voice barely a whisper. "We can't let fear dictate our actions. This is an opportunity for humanity to connect with something greater." Her conviction ignited a spark within him, and he felt a renewed sense of purpose. As the team deliberated, the alien princess, who introduced herself as Lyra, began to share her story. She explained that she had fled from an oppressive empire that sought to harness her unique abilities for their gain. The ship, a manifestation of her will, required emotional resonance to function. Jack learned that Lyra's survival depended on their ability to connect on a deeper level, transcending the boundaries of their worlds. The atmosphere was charged with anticipation as the team bore witness to the ship's awakening, a moment filled with awe and wonder. The holographic projections surrounding them pulsed in sync with Lyra's emotions, illuminating the hangar with a kaleidoscope of colors. As Jack absorbed the gravity of the situation, he felt a profound urge to act. He stepped forward, his heart racing as he gazed into Lyra's eyes. "How can we help you?" he asked, his voice steady despite the turmoil within. A flicker of hope ignited in her expression, and she explained that only through a bond forged in genuine emotion could the ship reach its full potential. "You must feel with me," she urged, her voice filled with urgency. "Only then can we escape this fate together." The team stood in rapt attention, the weight of their decision hanging in the balance. Jack's mind raced as he envisioned the possibilities: freedom for Lyra, answers for his sister, and a chance to connect with something beyond comprehension. Yet, Sergeant Harris's voice cut through the air, laden with skepticism. "You don't understand the risks. We don't know what this entity is capable of." The clash of ideas echoed through the hangar, creating tension that threatened to unravel their fragile unity. With each passing moment, Jack felt a growing resolve. He could no longer ignore the echoes of his past or the calling of his heart. "We need to trust her," he declared, locking eyes with Lyra. "We need to believe in the possibility of something greater." His words resonated with Mia, who stepped forward, her expression unwavering. "If we abandon her now, we're abandoning our chance to learn and grow. We can't let fear dictate our actions." The divide between science and safety deepened, but Jack remained steadfast. He understood the risks, but he also recognized the potential for connection, an opportunity to transcend the limitations of their existence. He felt the weight of responsibility resting squarely on his shoulders, urging him to act. With renewed determination, Jack turned to Lyra, his voice firm. "We'll help you, but you have to guide us. We need to understand how to connect with the ship." In that moment, the atmosphere shifted. Lyra's eyes sparkled with gratitude and relief as she nodded, her expression softening. "Together, we can unlock the true potential of this vessel," she said, her voice filled with hope. As the team prepared to embark on their journey of discovery, the boundaries between humanity and the unknown began to blur, setting the stage for a narrative that would challenge their perceptions of existence itself. The hangar, once a place of secrecy and tension, transformed into a sanctuary of possibility. As Jack and his team stood united, the first step toward understanding the universe and its mysteries lay before them. Together, they would navigate the uncharted waters of emotion, connection, and the unknown, forging a bond that would transcend the stars. As the team gathered around the core of the ship, the air buzzed with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. The glow from the ship's interior pulsed gently, casting ethereal light patterns across the hangar walls, illuminating the faces of the team members. Each of them stood at the threshold of possibility, the weight of their mission pressing against them like the very walls of the hangar. Jack felt a strange mixture of nervousness and exhilaration coursing through him. Lyra's presence was a beacon of hope, a reminder that the universe was far more complex and beautiful than they could ever have imagined. Dr. Emily adjusted her glasses, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. "We need to understand how this ship operates. If it's truly alive, then it must respond to more than just our physical presence. It's about connection." Her words hung in the air, resonating with the weight of the moment. She had always been drawn to the mysteries of the universe, but now it felt as if she was standing on the precipice of a cosmic revelation. "Connection," Sergeant Harris echoed, his voice tinged with skepticism. "Let's not forget that we have no idea what we're dealing with here. This ship could be a weapon, or worse, a trap. We need to proceed with caution." He crossed his arms, his expression a mask of concern. The soldiers stationed around the hangar shifted uneasily, their eyes darting to the ship as if it might spring to life at any moment. Jack glanced at Lyra, her features soft yet resolute. "What do we need to do?" he asked, his voice steady despite the turmoil inside him. He could feel the stirrings of a bond forming, an unspoken understanding that bridged the gap between their worlds. Lyra smiled faintly, her eyes radiating a warmth that seemed to calm the growing tension in the room. "The ship responds to emotions," she explained, her voice melodic and soothing. "It was created to connect with those who possess the capacity for compassion and understanding. You must each tap into those feelings to awaken its true potential." Her gaze shifted to Jack, and he felt a surge of determination. This was no longer just about the ship, it was about healing the scars of his past. Jack closed his eyes for a brief moment, recalling the last time he had spoken to his sister. The words they had exchanged echoed in his mind, a painful reminder of the distance that had grown between them. He had been so focused on his work, so consumed by the mechanics of life, that he had failed to nurture the most important connection of all. This time, he would not let that happen. The thought of redemption fueled his resolve. Dr. Emily stepped closer to the ship, her fingers hovering just above its surface. "Let's start by examining the control interface," she suggested, her excitement palpable. "If we can understand how it communicates, we can begin to unlock its secrets." Jack followed her lead, stepping up to the ship's console, which was adorned with intricate symbols and glowing panels. The design was unlike anything he had ever seen, a blend of organic curves and geometric precision that seemed to pulse with a life of its own. As Jack studied the console, a gentle vibration thrummed through the air, resonating with the emotions swirling within him. The ship responded to his presence, a low hum vibrating through his bones, as if it recognized the turmoil of his heart. He inhaled deeply, steadying himself. "What do you need from us?" he whispered, unsure if the ship could hear him, but hopeful nonetheless. To his astonishment, the symbols on the console began to shift and rearrange, forming a series of images that danced before his eyes. They depicted scenes of a lush, vibrant world, filled with astonishing landscapes and diverse life forms. He felt a connection to the images, as if they were inviting him to share in the beauty of an existence beyond his own. Lyra watched intently, her expression a mix of awe and pride. "Look," she urged, pointing to the holographic display as it morphed into a depiction of her home, a planet shrouded in mist with towering trees and crystalline rivers. "This is my world, a place of harmony and balance. But it was destroyed by the greed of my people." Her voice trembled with emotion, and Jack felt a pang of empathy for her plight. The realization that she had escaped an oppressive empire filled him with both admiration and sorrow. "Lyra, how can we help you?" Jack asked, his voice steady yet soft. The gravity of the moment pressed upon him, and he understood that their fates were intertwined. She was not just a princess, she was a living embodiment of hope, a reminder that there was still beauty to be found in the universe. "I need you to help me unlock the ship's core," she explained, her tone earnest. "It is the key to my freedom and the salvation of my people. Together, we can restore balance to the universe." The urgency in her voice sparked a fire within Jack, igniting a determination he had not felt in years. This was his chance to make a difference, to be part of something greater than himself. As the team began to brainstorm how to activate the ship's core, Jack felt the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. They needed to work together to harness their strengths and overcome their fears. Dr. Emily's scientific mind, combined with Harris's military discipline and Mia's empathetic engineering skills, would be crucial in navigating this uncharted territory. They were a team, and each member brought something unique to the table. "Let's run diagnostics on the core," Dr. Emily suggested, her voice laced with determination. "If the ship is alive, it should have a heartbeat, something we can measure." The team quickly gathered their equipment, setting up instruments to assess the ship's energy levels. As they worked, Jack couldn't shake the feeling that they were on the brink of a monumental discovery. The room was filled with the sounds of beeping machines and the soft hum of the ship, creating a symphony of anticipation. Jack's heart raced as they initiated the diagnostic sequence. The ship responded immediately, the lights pulsing in a rhythmic pattern that seemed to synchronize with their heartbeats. It was a mesmerizing dance, a testament to the connection being forged between them and the alien vessel. "Here we go," Mia said, her voice laced with excitement. "We're getting some readings." The console lit up with streams of data that flowed like a river, revealing the ship's intricate systems. Jack leaned closer, his curiosity piqued. The interface displayed a series of graphs, each one more complex than the last. They were deciphering a language that transcended words, a heartbeat of the cosmos itself. Suddenly, the ship emitted a low, resonant sound, reverberating through the hangar like a thunderous heartbeat. The energy surged around them, enveloping the team in a warm embrace. Jack felt a surge of emotion wash over him, a wave of compassion that seemed to resonate with the ship's energy. It was as if they were all connected, their hearts beating in unison. "Do you feel that?" Jack asked, his voice barely above a whisper. The others nodded in awe, their expressions reflecting the profound impact of the moment. Lyra's eyes shone with tears of joy, her heart swelling with gratitude. "This connection is what the ship needs," she said softly. "Together, we can awaken its core." With renewed determination, the team gathered around the console, each member placing a hand on the surface of the ship. They closed their eyes, allowing their emotions to flow freely. Love, hope, fear, and longing. Jack envisioned his sister, the bond they once shared, and the determination to find her. Dr. Emily thought of the pursuit of knowledge and the beauty of discovery. Harris reflected on the duty to protect and serve, while Mia drew strength from her belief in connection. As their emotions intertwined, the ship responded with a radiant glow, illuminating the hangar with a brilliant light. The energy surged, and the air crackled with electricity. Jack felt a deep, resonating hum in his chest, a reminder that they were part of something far greater than themselves. This was not just a machine, it was a living entity, a vessel of hope waiting to be awakened. The lights flickered, and the ship's core pulsed with energy, creating a mesmerizing dance of colors that enveloped them. In that moment, Jack understood that the key to unlocking the ship's true potential lay within the hearts of those gathered around it. They were not just scientists and soldiers, they were human beings capable of love, compassion, and understanding. As the energy reached its peak, Jack opened his eyes, his heart racing. "Together," he said, his voice steady and resolute, "we can do this." The team nodded in agreement, their faces alight with determination. They were ready to take the leap into the unknown, to embrace the possibilities that awaited them. With one final push, they channeled their collective emotions into the ship, and a blinding light erupted from the core, illuminating the entire hangar. The ship responded with a melodious hum, resonating with the depths of their feelings. Jack felt his heart swell with hope, realizing that this journey was not just about discovery, it was about healing, redemption, and the power of human connection. As the light gradually faded, they stood in awe, their breaths held in anticipation. The ship had awakened, and with it the promise of a new beginning. They were no longer just explorers, they were ambassadors of hope, ready to bridge the gap between worlds and embrace the unknown. The adventure ahead would not be without its challenges, but together they would face whatever the universe had in store for them. In that moment, Jack knew that he had found something he had longed for, a sense of purpose, a mission that transcended the boundaries of his past. He was no longer just a mechanic. He was part of a story that would ripple through the fabric of the cosmos, inviting others to join in a journey of discovery, love, and connection. The hum of the ship's awakening reverberated through the confined space of the hangar, a sound that seemed to resonate with every fiber of Jack's being. He felt a mingling of exhilaration and dread, as if the ship itself could sense his conflicting emotions. The holographic image of Lyra flickered before them, her delicate features illuminated by the soft glow of the ship's interior. She looked at each of them with an intensity that made Jack's heart race, and he could almost hear her thoughts intertwined with his own. Dr. Emily stepped closer, her eyes wide with wonder. "What do we do now?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The urgency of the moment hung heavily in the air, thick with possibility and fear. Jack glanced at Sergeant Harris, whose stoic expression betrayed a flicker of concern. The military officer's instincts screamed to contain the situation, to protect humanity from the unknown. Yet here they stood on the brink of an extraordinary revelation. "We need to understand her," Jack replied, his voice steady despite the turmoil swirling within him. He felt a surge of determination. He had to find a way to help Lyra. "We have to communicate. She needs us." Mia, the compassionate engineer, nodded in agreement. "But how? This isn't just any technology. It's alive. It's responding to us in ways we don't fully comprehend." Her gaze shifted to Lyra, who seemed to pulse with a quiet energy. "Maybe it's not about understanding the technology first. Maybe it's about understanding her." As if sensing their contemplation, Lyra tilted her head, and the lights within the ship flickered in response. A low vibration emanated from the core, creating a soothing rhythm that enveloped the hangar. Jack felt the tension in his shoulders ease slightly. It was as if the ship was encouraging them to let go of their fears, to embrace the unknown. He took a step forward, heart pounding. "Lyra, can you hear me?" he called out, his voice echoing softly in the vast space. "We're here to help you. What do you need from us?" The room grew still, the air thick with anticipation. Lyra's holographic form shimmered, and for a fleeting moment, Jack thought he saw a flicker of hope in her eyes. She gestured with delicate hands, and the ship responded, projecting images that danced in the air around them. They were vivid scenes, stars swirling in a cosmic ballet, planets teeming with life, and a grand palace that radiated light and warmth. Jack's breath caught in his throat. This was home for Lyra, a place of beauty and wonder, now marred by shadows of oppression. The images shifted, revealing dark figures in armor, ruthless and imposing, their faces obscured. A deep sense of despair washed over Jack as he realized the gravity of Lyra's plight. She was not merely a lost soul, she was a beacon of hope for her people, a symbol of resistance against tyranny. The ship's hum intensified, resonating with Jack's emotions, urging him to connect. "Lyra," he said again, his voice steadier now, "we want to help you escape from them, but we need to know how this ship works. How can we make it fly?" Dr. Emily took a step closer, her scientific curiosity ignited. "If we can harness its energy, if we understand its systems, we might be able to power it up. But it seems to respond to emotions too. What if we can tap into that connection?" Jack nodded, a spark of inspiration igniting within him. "What if we concentrate our feelings, together as a team? If this ship is alive, maybe it can sense our intentions." Mia placed a reassuring hand on Jack's shoulder, her gaze steady and warm. "Let's do it. We can channel our emotions, our hopes for her and her people. It might be the key to unlocking the ship's potential." The military officer hesitated, but something in Jack's resolve made him reconsider. "Fine, but we need to be cautious. We don't know what might happen once we activate the systems. We can't let our guard down." Jack took a deep breath, feeling a swell of determination. "We do this for her people, and for my sister." The mention of his sister felt like a jolt of electricity coursing through him, reminding him of his unresolved past. He had been searching for answers ever since she had vanished, and it was time to confront that pain. With a shared understanding, the team gathered around Lyra, forming a circle of connection. Jack closed his eyes, focusing on the warmth of hope, the unwavering desire to help, and the memories of love he had shared with his sister. He envisioned her laughter, her smile, the moments they had spent together before she disappeared. As they concentrated, the ship responded, a soft pulse emanating from its core, matching the rhythm of their hearts. Jack could feel the energy building, a tangible force that connected them all. It was as if the ship was listening, responding to their emotions, weaving their intentions into its very fabric. Lyra's holographic form glowed brighter, her features softening as if she were absorbing their feelings. "Together," she whispered, her voice a gentle echo that resonated within the hangar. "You are the key." The ship's lights intensified, illuminating the space with a brilliant radiance. Jack opened his eyes, and the world around him transformed. The hangar faded away, replaced by a cosmic vista that stretched infinitely before them. Stars twinkled like diamonds, swirling galaxies danced in harmony, and the essence of the universe enveloped them, a tapestry of existence that connected all life. Jack felt a profound sense of belonging, as if he were a part of something far greater than himself. He reached out, and with a surge of emotion, he communicated with Lyra on a level that transcended words. It was a moment of pure empathy, a connection that reached across the vastness of space and time. "This is who we are," he thought, pouring every ounce of his being into the connection. "We are not just mechanics, scientists, or soldiers. We are humans, capable of love, compassion, and understanding. We can help you." In response, the ship pulsed with energy, and Lyra's holographic form shimmered with a newfound clarity. "You have awakened the essence of the ship," she said, her voice resonating with warmth and gratitude. "Together, we can break the chains of my empire and forge a new path." As the cosmic vision faded, the hangar returned, but the atmosphere had changed. The ship was alive, its systems humming with energy. Jack could feel a connection that transcended the physical. It was a bond forged in empathy and understanding. The team stood together, united by a common purpose, ready to embark on a journey that would alter the course of their lives. "Let's get to work," Jack said, determination fueling his every word. "We need to figure out how to harness this power and get you home." Dr. Emily nodded, her scientific mind racing with possibilities. "If we can interface with the ship's systems, we might be able to unlock its capabilities. There's so much we don't understand yet." Mia smiled, her enthusiasm bubbling over. "I can start analyzing the energy readings and see how they correlate with our emotions. There has to be a pattern we can identify." Sergeant Harris crossed his arms, his skepticism lingering but slowly giving way to cautious optimism. "Just remember, we're still in uncharted territory. We need to ensure that whatever we do doesn't put us in danger." Jack looked at his teammates, each of them carrying their unique strengths and perspectives. "I know we can do this. We're all in this together, and we'll figure it out as a team." With renewed purpose, they set to work, delving into the ship's intricate systems. The energy readings pulsed rhythmically, guiding them as they navigated the unknown. As they explored, Jack couldn't shake the feeling that they were not just uncovering technology, they were awakening something profound, an embodiment of hope and resilience. Hours passed as they engaged in a delicate dance of discovery and exploration. The ship responded to their efforts, its systems adapting to their intentions, revealing glimpses of its capabilities. Each breakthrough brought them closer to understanding Lyra's plight. As they worked, Jack felt a sense of clarity wash over him. He was no longer just a mechanic. He was a part of something larger, a bridge between worlds. The connection he felt with Lyra and his teammates deepened, a tapestry woven with threads of empathy, hope, and shared purpose. "I can feel it," Jack said, his voice filled with awe. "The ship is alive, and it's responding to us on a level we never expected." Mia's eyes sparkled with excitement. "If we can harness this energy, we might be able to power the ship for its journey home." Dr. Emily nodded, her mind racing with possibilities. "Let's keep pushing forward. There's so much more to discover." As they delved deeper into the mysteries of the ship, Jack felt a sense of purpose radiating from him, a connection to Lyra that transcended the physical realm. He was determined to help her find freedom, to be the ally she desperately needed. And in doing so, he hoped to find his own redemption. In that moment, surrounded by the hum of the ship and the warmth of their shared intentions, Jack knew they were on the brink of something extraordinary. Together, they would face the unknown, united by the belief that love and compassion could transcend the boundaries of worlds. And perhaps, just perhaps, they would uncover the true essence of humanity, a force powerful enough to challenge the very fabric of the cosmos. The ship's hum resonated throughout the hangar, enveloping Jack and his team in a cocoon of energy that felt both foreign and familiar. As they stood before the pulsating vessel, the air thickened with anticipation. Lyra, the alien princess, hovered in the holographic projection, her ethereal form shimmering with an intensity that spoke of hope and desperation. Jack's heart raced as he felt the connection between them deepen. It was as if the ship had recognized him, not just as a mechanic, but as a soul seeking purpose. "Jack," Lyra said, her voice a melodic whisper that filled the space, "you must help me. This ship, it is not merely a vessel. It is alive, a reflection of my will and my emotions. It needs courage, compassion, and understanding to awaken fully." Jack exchanged glances with Dr. Emily and Mia, their expressions a mix of awe and determination. Sergeant Harris, however, remained skeptical, his brow furrowed in concern. "We can't just trust whatever this is," he cautioned, glancing at the ship as if it were a dormant beast ready to spring to life. "We need to prioritize safety. This could be a trap." Dr. Emily stepped forward, her curiosity outweighing her caution. "But if it's true, If this ship is a living entity, then we have an unprecedented opportunity to learn. We can't turn our backs on this." Her eyes sparkled with excitement, and Jack could see the fire of discovery igniting within her. Mia nodded, her voice steady. "We owe it to Lyra to try. If we can help her, we may uncover knowledge that could change everything we know about our place in the universe." Jack felt the weight of their words, but it was the flickering holographic image of Lyra that anchored his resolve. He took a step closer to the ship, inhaling deeply as he prepared himself for what lay ahead. "What do we need to do?" he asked, his voice steady, yet tinged with a hint of vulnerability. Lyra's eyes glimmered with gratitude. "You must connect with the ship, feel what it feels. It requires an emotional bond to activate its systems. I cannot do this alone." Her voice softened, and Jack could sense the depth of her fear and hope intertwined. As Jack stepped forward, he felt the air around him shift. An electric charge danced at his fingertips, urging him onward. He reached out, placing his hand against the cool metallic surface of the ship. A ripple of energy coursed through him, igniting memories of laughter shared with his sister, the warmth of family gatherings, and the heavy weight of loss he carried like a shadow. With each heartbeat, he concentrated on those feelings, allowing them to flow through him and into the ship. The hum grew louder, harmonizing with the rhythm of his emotions. The lights on the vessel flickered in response, casting intricate patterns across the hangar walls. Jack's heart raced as he felt the ship acknowledging him, responding to the essence of who he was. "Keep going, Jack," Dr. Emily encouraged, her voice filled with unwavering belief. "You're doing it." He focused harder, remembering the day his sister had vanished, the guilt that had haunted him since. "I'm sorry," he whispered, his voice trembling. "I should have been there for you. I should have protected you." Tears stung his eyes as he poured his heart into the connection, desperate for redemption. Suddenly, a surge of energy erupted from the ship, washing over him like a warm tide. The lights pulsed rhythmically, and Lyra's holographic form shimmered brighter, her eyes locking onto his with an intensity that made him feel seen for the first time in years. "Thank you, Jack," she said softly. "You have given me strength." The ship responded, its hull vibrating with life. As Jack withdrew his hand, the energy coalesced into a swirling vortex of light that enveloped the hangar. The team gasped, watching in awe as the ship began to transform, its surface shifting and reshaping in response to Jack's emotions. It was as if they were witnessing a dream brought to life, an intricate dance between humanity and the cosmos. "Look at it!" Mia exclaimed, her voice rising with excitement. "It's awakening!" Jack felt a profound sense of purpose surging within him. "What happens next?" he asked, his heart racing with anticipation. Lyra's holographic form glowed with ethereal light. "Now we must work together. The ship needs to be repaired, and I can guide you, but I require your trust and your love. Only then can we achieve freedom." The tension in the room shifted from uncertainty to resolve. Jack, Dr. Emily, and Mia exchanged determined glances, ready to embrace the challenge ahead. "Let's do this," Jack said, taking a deep breath as he stepped back toward the ship, feeling the warmth radiate from its surface. "We're with you, Lyra." The team gathered around the ship, each contributing their skills in a collaborative effort to unlock its secrets. Jack found himself drawn to the intricate mechanics, the gears and circuits that sparkled with potential. He felt a connection to the ship, as if it were an extension of himself, waiting for him to breathe life back into it. As they worked, Lyra guided them through the process, her voice echoing in their minds. "Align the energy conduits with your intentions. Feel the flow of emotions as you connect each piece. This ship is a reflection of our shared journey." Hours passed as they labored tirelessly, the hangar filled with the sounds of tools clanging, the hum of machinery, and the whispers of hope. Each time Jack connected with the ship, the bond between them grew stronger, pulsating with a rhythm that resonated beyond mere mechanics. "Jack," Dr. Emily called, her voice filled with urgency. "I think we're close. The core is stabilizing, but we need to channel more energy into it. Can you feel the connection?" He nodded, focusing intently on the core. "I can feel it. It's alive." He reached out once more, channeling all of his emotions into the vessel, recalling memories of laughter, love, and loss. The ship responded in kind, the lights flickering in vibrant colors, casting an otherworldly glow across the hangar. Suddenly, the ship emitted a brilliant flash of light, enveloping them in a warm embrace. Jack stumbled back, overwhelmed by the surge of energy that pulsed through him. The core of the ship ignited with a radiant glow, and the holographic image of Lyra stood before them, her form now fully materialized, vibrant and alive. "Thank you," she said, her eyes shimmering with gratitude. "You have awakened me and my ship. Together, we have forged a bond that transcends worlds." In that moment, Jack felt a profound sense of accomplishment, as if they had not only repaired a vessel, but had also forged a connection that could change the course of history. The ship hummed with newfound energy, its systems igniting with life. The hangar vibrated with the power of their shared emotions, a testament to the strength of human compassion. "Now, we must prepare for our journey," Lyra said, her voice echoing with determination. "I will show you the way. The universe awaits, and we are destined to explore it together." Jack looked around at his team, their faces filled with a mix of excitement and disbelief. "Are we really doing this?" he asked, a smile breaking across his face. "Are we really going to leave Earth?" Dr. Emily nodded, her eyes sparkling with wonder. "It's time to embrace the unknown. We've discovered something incredible, and now we must continue to push the boundaries of what we know." Mia stepped forward, her voice steady. "We are stepping into a new era, one where humanity can connect with the cosmos. We have the chance to be part of something greater than ourselves." As they stood together, united by a shared purpose, Jack felt a surge of hope. They were no longer just a mechanic, a scientist, and an engineer. They were pioneers on the brink of a new beginning. The ship, now fully awake, glowed in anticipation, ready to carry them into the depths of the universe. "Let's go," Jack said, his voice filled with conviction. "Let's discover what lies beyond the stars." With that, the ship's engines roared to life, a sound that resonated deep within them, filling their hearts with a sense of belonging and adventure. As the hangar doors opened, revealing the vastness of the night sky, Jack took a deep breath, ready to embrace whatever awaited them. They were not just embarking on a journey through space. They were embarking on a journey of the soul, bound together by love, hope, and the unyielding spirit of humanity. The universe had been watching, waiting for this moment, and now they would take their first steps into the unknown. As the ship soared into the cosmos, a brilliant light illuminated the darkness, a beacon of hope for all of humanity. They were no longer alone. They had awakened something profound, a connection that would echo through the ages, a promise of understanding, compassion, and the limitless possibilities that lay ahead. In that moment, Jack knew they had become part of a larger story, one that transcended time and space. The journey ahead would be filled with challenges and discoveries, but they were ready to face it all together. They had dared to step beyond their world, and in doing so, they had awakened not only a ship, but the very essence of what it meant to be human. As the stars twinkled outside, Jack felt a sense of peace wash over him. They were on the brink of a new beginning, one that would redefine their understanding of the universe and their place within it. Together, they would explore the cosmos, united by the belief that love and compassion could bridge any divide.